What's good, G-Life? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man Society M.O.D. That's Man Society M.O.D. That's where we go live and pretty much talk about anything and everything, right? Now, we thought we were already done with this whole marvelous conversation, right? And, the whole fiasco and drama, the saga continues and whatnot, right? Now, I don't care for this whole fiasco of the circus, right? It comes down to, did he do it or did he not do it? He did, so therefore, I don't know why people are still stuck in this, right? I don't know why people now then choose to go, oh, well, he ain't about shit, or well, he's fake, or he didn't put it down for his neighbor. What does all of that have to do with the situation, bro? Nobody gives a fuck about, what your opinions are in the individual and all this other nonsense. The fiasco was around the situation, right? About this. So why are people bringing up stuff that's irrelevant is completely a mystery, right? We get it. These individuals don't like him. He doesn't like them. Cool. Why they need to come on the internet and, bash each other back and forth is childish and is completely beyond me. If the situation is about your thoughts about this individual committing this action and this crime, what does that have to do with his platform or any of the other things that people want to drag out just because they want to bring his channel down? You don't have to run a smut campaign, right? If the individual did it, then, with that, the subscribers and the viewers already know this, right? And they could come to their own decision whether they'll choose to support him or not. Nothing else that you can say and bring up is going to change their mind or their opinion on that, right? I mean, if this already came out and you still have to be trying to convince the audience of anything, I mean, that in itself should speak volume, bro. Then you're wasting your time. Let them come up with their decision themselves. Because that's how it works. People don't like to be told who they can support and can't support. They kind of have to come to the realization themselves. That's pretty much how it is. That's just how humanity is, right? And I get it. People don't want to see him, succeed and stuff like that. But like I said, with the information that's out there, people will come to the realization on their own. You don't have to keep, throwing your business out there about your beef with the individual, because the streets is out there. I mean, people aren't that far from each other. You can really go handle it if you really feel that strongly, because other than that, I mean, what are we doing here? And then using the gangster roar, saying how gangster and tough somebody is. But I mean, what else is there to be saying after this, though? Like, why do the games and the back and forth, and that's just the cold truth and reality of stuff. Like, there's nothing, nobody else needs to be said. Like, did he do it or did he not do it? All right, then after that, I mean, what else is there to say? Now, I was seeing that people, bringing up a topic. He went on No Jumper, and that's fine and dandy. He's gonna go and try to fix the situation and whatnot, right? But I mean, truly, people don't have to view and don't really have to, care, if they already feel how they feel about this individual and what he did. Right now, I was seeing people bring up the whole thing about because No Jumper's just doing it for view. All of this is just for views, bro. It no longer became about the situation. Now it just became about bringing in the numbers. Now people could say, oh, well, you're doing it the same, whatever. I don't get paid for YouTube. That's why when you go on my videos, you never see no ads, and on the bottom they don't say thank you or donate or nothing like that. I don't get paid for YouTube. I'm not a part of the partner program. I'm just here to give my opinions, speak truth, whether you like it or not. Channel's optional. You don't have to watch. So it's not for the views, right? But I could understand why individuals do it, right, to bring in views, right? So it no longer became about the situation. It just became a part of the soap opera. And that's just the cold reality of things, right? Because if you already feel this and have already expressed yourself, then why else is there a need to do so many videos about it, right? Now, I was seeing somebody had said the law enforcement had called in, right, and said, pretty much said that this is, this happens and it's, it's no big deal. Now, law enforcement, police officers could have their opinions on things, right? But that doesn't mean that what they say or what they think is law. A majority of them don't even know their laws. Believe it or not. This is not who's the opinion of an individual that you would want, meaning in the sense of if you're knowing about a case, because that is not their job. Their job is to police the neighborhoods. The ones who actually would know the whole details and actually know about the situation would be a detective. You get me? Somebody actually investigating this case. Who's not gonna just go on there and speak so recklessly, right? Like calling into a podcast and shed his 2 cents without even knowing the full entire story. A detective does his job, right? He gets both sides of the story. He does his investigation, right? That's their job, right? To make sure that they're not lying and to really do their jobs. Not like these people who just hear whispers and stuff like that, because they're not gonna know how the cases work. The detective is the ones that know how the cases work. Law enforcement have absolutely no idea. Like I said, a majority of them don't even know their laws. As sad as that may sound, and that's not me hating on law enforcement. That's just the truth. Detectives will know, and they're not gonna speak without actually having the whole entire facts, because they don't know who's lying and who's not. You get what I'm saying? So it's not so cut and dry like that. And I don't know if it was just a caller proclaiming to be that, or a stunt or something like that, right? But that's just not how it works. You get what I'm saying? And that's not me to come on here to discredit Marvelous and anything like that, because for all we know, he probably didn't even know that this caller was going to call in, right? And say what he said, because anybody could just call. And like I said, on the internet, people could say whatever they want and proclaim to be whoever they want, right? But it doesn't make it facts or true. Um, and that, at the same time, people can't assume that he tried to do this, right? I mean, but it is possible. You can't rule out anything. That's the whole problem with the internet and people playing games. That now when people decide to, speak truths or have nothing to do with it, people have a hard time actually believing it because of all the fiascos that happen. But the whole point is that a detective's going to do his due diligence first before giving any type of opinion, right? Because this is serious. These are serious matters. These are serious topics. This is serious shit that affects a lot of people that happens out there, right? With kids taking advantage of other kids and I mean, adults taking advantage of other kids and whatnot. So it's not something that, individuals will play with, right? Especially feeling so strong because working and having seen so many cases and families destroyed and all of that, right? These are serious matters and serious topics, right, that people are not taking serious, that are using it to motivate their own smug campaigns and motivate their own motives and throw their own opinions out there, attaching it to this to give them more credibility. Which is sad that people decide to do, right? They're hijacking the original matter and now making it about them and their situations. The ego on some of these people is crazy, right? Because if you do have an adult on here coming on here and speaking and insulting, which was a minor, right? So you have somebody insulting a minor. I expect for a 16-year-old to overreact. I expect a 16-year-old to blow out of proportion. I expect them to be emotional. I expect them to say a lot of things, out of the passion, right? Because that at the age of 16, that is the behavior, right? Like I said, puberty is a tough time. You're dealing with new hormones that they just don't know how to deal with. They're still children, and you have an adult now trying to throw the blame on the child, which is crazy in itself. Even if they're 16 and already look like a woman, at the end of the day, mentally they're still a child. People don't understand that. They look and be like, oh, well, they could have been lying, they could have been deceiving. This is all roles of a child. This is a grown adult playing the same games and doing the same thing. You see the difference? You expect that from the child. The adult should know better, yet they're behaving in the same manner, which is crazy. You would think that they were the same age. Now, do you see the problem? Is expected from this. Now, people could be like, well, that doesn't give them the right. Or doesn't. Like I said, bro, you're trying to get a 16-year-old to behave like an adult. When instead, you're trying, and also, meanwhile, while you're doing that, you're now excusing the behavior of the adult of why he's acting like a child. Do you see the problem here? You cannot get a child to behave like an adult, but you could get an adult to behave like an adult and not make excuses of why they're behaving childish and justify it just because maybe you can relate to the situations or just because you dislike the way these people behave, meaning these children. You must not be a parent. But overall, in itself, this topic should. I don't know why people are. It's like beating a dead horse. How you feel about the situation? Did he do it? Did he not do it? And with that, people should already be set. Overall, that's just my opinions, my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments and shout it. We out.